while back that we were doing this split because we had too many bees in one hive and none, not very many in the other. And so today we're gonna do a little bit of an inspection and see if the queenless hive made a new queen, see how the original intact hive is doing, and just kind of give you an update. Oh, that's interesting that they're only on those middle pictures. So we're checking on the deep box and we're seeing that they are filling in with propolis all around the edges and starting to build out the wax on these plastic frames. This is one of the first of the black plastic frames. We're what, 4 frames in?
Mm-hmm.
And this one, the other side of it, they've just started getting that yellow wax on. There's a bunch of activity down in the corner. But this other side, they've already filled. Like, they've filled that with honey and started capping it. And there's lots of honey down in those brand new cells. It's so cool looking. And then capped honey at the top. I was hoping we'd be able to add a box today, but we don't have 80% of this top box filled. But this is one of the foundation frames that we put in when we did the split, and it's nicely built out and capped and got a lot of honey in it on both sides. So maybe in another week or two when we check it again.
They haven't started capping this side, but
no, but there's a lot of build, but they're starting to cap. There's some spots up there that are like starting to cap it. So maybe in another week or two when we check it again, they'll need another box. One thing I'm noticing this time is that this is the hive that we split. And so we're looking for the presence of the queen. We're looking for capped honey. We're looking for brood, all that kind of stuff, and just to kind of see how they're doing. But I'm noticing in here, there are a lot of bees, which is a good thing, but not so many that, like the last time we were in here, it was so thick you could hardly even see the cells. And so this is really good that we're seeing, I don't want to say it's good that we're seeing fewer bees. Sorry, I just got dive bombed. But it's a good number. So what he's doing is he's sliding them all back across so he can put back in the one frame that he pulled out to start with, because we want to make sure that we leave them with everything organized the way they had it, because they're very particular. Oh, look at all those guys. Girls, they're all over the top of that. I like that. I like how they're all over the top of it. So this was the box where we found all the brood the last time. So we're gonna just do some queen looking.
one of the things that we're noticing as we go through this time is we're just seeing fewer drones. We saw a lot of drone population the last time we checked this, and not as many workers. And we're just noting as we go through this time that there's not as, I mean, there's still drones in here.
Yeah, there's one right there. There's still a handful.
There's always going to be some drones,
right.
Or there should be.
Yeah, there's another big drone right there.
But we don't have nearly as many as we did last time.
Well, and that's what made us think that it was time for a split, that we might be seeing a swarm coming. And so he pulled out the second frame instead of the first one, just in case the queen was on that first frame, which is not likely, especially since it's not built out. But it's one of the things you can do to ensure that you don't drop her. She's obviously not there.
I always like doing this.
I'm a little frustrated. I'm a lot frustrated.
We didn't see any brood at all in that hive. There was a lot of great activity. There was a lot of great capped honey.
And they've done a lot of work on this top box since we put it on.
They really have.
It was mostly empty when we put it on, and so now they've got drawn out comb and a lot of honey, a lot of capped honey. Not enough to put a new box on. If they kept working like this, in another 2 weeks, we could put another box on.
Yeah, it was a healthy population.
Good number of bees.
No signs of
no
a queen.
queen.
We didn't see a queen, and we didn't see any signs of a queen. We didn't see evidence that she was. There were no eggs. There were no larvae. There was no brood.
Well, when we were in the top box, we saw 2 frames that had what almost looked like the beginnings of queen cups on them again, and a couple of them had something inside of them. But then we got into that bottom box and saw no brood, no eggs, no larva, no capped brood. And so now I'm wondering if those were drone larvae, but there were still like 5.
Yeah.
You know, like a queen lays thousands of eggs. So to see 5 larvae is not an
really
encouraging sight.
Yeah. It's a very active, very healthy population. Good number, good activity.
Great number of bees. So what that tells me is that all the brood that we saw when we did that split hatched healthily. Hatched well. So it all hatched out, and honestly, we didn't see many drones in the top.
Right.
And then when we got into the bottom, we had 2 frames at the very end. The last 2 frames we pulled out that were almost completely drones, but that was kind of, there were only a couple on all the other frames in the whole rest of the hive. So like the population distribution was good too, but we are like, I don't know, whatever the opposite of batting 1,000 is completely.
Yeah,
we're not doing
hanging
so
out
hot
below the Mendoza line
on the queen front. So we're gonna check the other hive. Hopefully, I mean, I guess best case scenario is we moved the queen when we did the split, which seems, I don't understand why they didn't turn one of those.
I don't know.
If we moved the queen, which some people just don't even pay attention to where the queen is when they do a split, because they figure if you leave brood in both boxes, then the workers will, whichever one has no queen, they'll make a new one. But that doesn't seem to be what happened. It doesn't seem that they turned any of that brood that looks like it hatched. Maybe it was too late. Maybe the brood was too far developed. I don't know. So we'll see. We'll keep going. So in this hive, we're looking for activity. This has been the weaker hive. And even if I look at the fronts, that hive has tons of bees coming in and out. And this one, again, only has a couple of bees going in and out. But we're going to get in and see there's just not as much activity as there was in the other one. But that's been the case kind of the whole time through with this hive. Well, I guess if I'm going to show you the good, I got to show you the bad too. Like, I do not think that expert beekeeper is going to go on our resume anytime soon.
I don't. That was a discouraging hive inspection.
Yeah, it really was.
We went through both boxes and nowhere in either. There was a little bit of drone brood in the second box, but nowhere in either hive did we find any active sign of laying or capped brood, or there just wasn't any.
And there was much more drone brood in the blue hive than in the pink one, the second one, that one that's always like been the weaker one, but still not a ton. It was only on a couple. It was what, on like 2 or 3 frames. There was some, not a ton, and it was real patchy. So it would be like the workers, because the workers can lay eggs, but they can only lay drones. And so like, I'm not really sure what we're gonna do. That I don't know where whoever laid all those eggs that made all that brood when we did the split, I don't know where that queen went. These were packaged bees at the beginning of the year, brand new queens, fertilized. The one we lost.
She just
flew
off.
the coop. She never made it into the hive.
We took the cork out of the capsule
Done.
and went to put the candy cork in, and like she just zipped
zipped
out
right
and was
out.
gone.
But in the other hive appeared to be a successful queen installation, even though we never saw her again. I chalked that up to just new eyes.
Yeah.
But now there's no evidence.
Right. Like we couldn't find the queen, but we could see plenty of evidence of her activity.
And in the last video we showed you, there were lots of full frames of brood, good worker brood. Oh, the mosquitoes are really bad. Sorry.
And this time there's just no brood. So it was very discouraging. We're gonna go to the Dagobah system so that we can talk to our bee Yodas and try to figure out what to do next.
See what to do.
We're a little discouraged, but at the same time, we really like being able to learn, and even the hard lessons are part of the bigger picture, and that we have an opportunity to to learn and to grow and to be better beekeepers as a result of having faced a difficult situation or a
Right.
rough start.
Well, and I'll tell you, I was really optimistic getting into the hives today because I really felt good about our split. I felt like we had done all the right things. We divided it well. I was disappointed that we didn't see the queen when we did the split. I was disappointed we didn't actually see the queen when we did the split.
That's why we don't have nice things.
Yeah, but see, nobody knows that I just kicked something over because I was going to edit that part out.
It's a whole box.
Oh.
You just kick the whole thing
Just kicked
over.
it over.
It's empty. It's not like it's just empty
You got
frames.
a big old
but
fly on your head. It's bad. We're going to be done because it's buggy. So if you have any suggestions what we should do, if we should get a new queen or just cut our losses, I don't know. I don't know what to do. Let us know. Thanks for watching, guys.